Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Padho or Badho. Today we are going to do the reading of all the scientists which is given in NCERT in the starting of each and every unit. So let's begin. So our first scientist is Ernest Mayr. He was born on 5 July 1904 in Campen, Germany. Ernest Mayr, the Harvard University evolutionary biologist who has been called the Darwin of the 20th century, was one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. Mayr joined Harvard Faculty of Arts and Sciences in 1953 and retired in 1975. Assuming the title Alexander Agassiz Professor of Zoology Emeritus throughout his nearly 80 years career. His research spanned ornithology, taxonomy, zoogeography, evolution, systematics, and the history and philosophy of biology. He almost single-handedly made the origin of species diversity and central question of evolutionary biology that it is today. He also pioneered the currently accepted definition of a biological species. Mayr was awarded the three prizes widely regarded as the Triple Crowns of Biology: the Balzan Prize in 1983, the International Prize for Biology in 1994, and the Crawford Prize in 1999. Mayr died at the age of 100 in the year 2004. So he lived for 100 years in this earth, and he was also known as the Darwin of the 20th century. So we have completed the scientist of the first unit, and let's move on to the other scientist of the second unit. So our next scientist is Catherine Esau. Catherine Esau was born in Ukraine in 1898. Okay, she was born in Ukraine in 1898. She studied agriculture in Russia and Germany and received her doctorate in 1931 in United States. She reported in her early publication that the curly top virus spreads through a plant via the food conducting or phloem tissue. Dr. Esau, Plant Anatomy, published in 1954, took a dynamic developmental approach designed to enhance one's understanding of plant structure and an enormous impact worldwide, literally bringing about a revival of the discipline. The Anatomy of Seed Plants by Catherine Esau was published in 1960. It was referred to as Webster's of Plant Biology. It is encyclopedic. In 1957, she was elected to the National Academy of Sciences, becoming the sixth woman to receive the honor. In addition to this prestigious award, she received the National Medal of Science from President George Bush in 1989. When Catherine Esau died in the year 1997, Peter Raven, director of Anatomy and Morphology, Missouri Botanical Garden, remembered that she absolutely dominated the field of plant biology even at the age of 99. So she lived 99 years old, and Ernest Mayr lived 100 years old. So can you see? So she was born in 1898 and she died in 1997. Let's move to the next unit. Our next scientist is G.N. Ramchandran. G.N. Ramchandran, an outstanding figure in the field of protein structure, was the founder of the Madras School of Conformational Analysis of Biopolymers. His discovery of the triple helical structure of collagen published in Nature in 1954, and his analysis of the allowed conformations of proteins through the use of Ramchandran plot rank among the most outstanding contributions in structural biology. He was born on October 8, 1922 in a small town not far from Cochin in the southwestern coast of India. His father was a professor of mathematics at a local college and thus had considerable influence in shaping Ramchandran's interest in mathematics. After completing his school years, Ramchandran graduated in 1942 as the top-ranking student in the BSc Honours Physics course of the University of Madras. He received a PhD from Cambridge University in 1949. While at Cambridge, Ramchandran met Linus Pauling and was deeply influenced by his publications on models of the alpha helix and beta sheet structure that directed his attention to solving the structure of collagen. He passed away at the age of 78 on April 7, 2001. So, he is G.N. Ramchandran and he is an Indian. So, he is an Indian scientist. Our next scientist is Alfonso Corti. Alfonso Corti, Italian anatomist, was born in 1822. Corti began his scientific career studying the cardiovascular system of reptiles. Later, he turned his attention to the mammalian auditory system in 1851. He published a paper describing a structure located on the basilar membrane of the cochlea containing hair cells that convert sound vibrations into nerve impulses, the organ of Corti. He died in the year 1888. So he lived from 1822 to 1888, and he was the one who found out and named the organ of the Corti, which is present inside our ears. Okay, and it is folded. Okay, folded like structure which is present inside our ear, which is 2.5 folded. So our last scientist of class 11th is Melvin Calvin. Melvin Calvin, born in Minnesota in April 1911, received his PhD in chemistry from the University of Minnesota. He served as a professor of chemistry at University of California, Berkeley. Just after World War II, when the world was under shock after the Hiroshima-Nagasaki bombings, and seeing the ill effects of radioactivity, Calvin and co-workers put radioactivity to beneficial use. He, along with J.A. Bassem, studied reactions in green plants forming sugar and other substances from raw materials like carbon dioxide, water, and minerals by labeling the carbon dioxide with C14. Calvin proposed that plant changes light energy to chemical energy by transforming an electron in an organized array of pigment molecules and other substances. The mapping of the pathway of carbon assimilation in photosynthesis earned him Nobel Prize in 1961. The principles of photosynthesis as established by Calvin are at present being used in studies on renewable resources for energy and materials and basic studies in solar energy research. So with this, we come to the end of all the scientists which are mentioned in the starting of each and every units in NCERT. So let us begin with class 12th NCERT, and completed today. So our first scientist of class 12th is Panchanan Maheshwari. He is also an Indian scientist. Born in November 1904 in Jaipur, Rajasthan, Panchanan Maheshwari rose to become one of the most distinguished botanists not only of India but of the entire world. He moved to Allahabad for higher education where he obtained his DSc during his college days. He was inspired by Dr. W. Dudgeon, an American missionary teacher, to develop interest in botany and especially morphology. His teacher once expressed that his students progress ahead of him. It will give him a great satisfaction. These words encouraged Panchanan to inquire what he could do for his teacher in return. He worked on embryological aspects and popularized the use of embryological characters in taxonomy. He established the Department of Botany and Tissue Culture. He also emphasizes the need for initiation of work on artificial culture of immature embryos. These days, tissue culture has become a landmark in science. His work on test tube fertilization and intra-ovarian pollination won worldwide acclaim. He was honored with Fellowship of Royal Society of London, FRS, Indian National Science Academy, and several other institutes of excellence. He encouraged general education and made a significant contribution for school education by his leadership in bringing out the very first textbook of biology for higher secondary school published by NCERT in 1964. So our next scientists are James Watson and Francis Crick. So I assume that many of the students must have listened to their stories, that how they found the structure of DNA. So it was very interesting. If you have not heard, then please go and search it. It will definitely find your interest. Now let's begin with the scientist. James Dewey Watson was born in Chicago on 6th April 1928. In 1947, he received BSc degree in zoology. During these years, his interest in birdwatching had matured into a serious desire to learn genetics. This became possible when he received a fellowship for graduate study in zoology at Indiana University, Bloomington, where he received his PhD degree in 1950 on a study of the effect of hard X-ray on bacteriophage multiplication. He met Crick and discovered their commonly interest in solving the DNA structure. Their first serious effort was unsatisfactory. Their second effort, based upon more experimental evidences and better appreciation of the nucleic acid literature, resulted early in March 1953 in the proposal of the complementary double helical configuration. Francis Harry Competent Crick was born on 8 June 1916 at Northampton, England. He studied physics at University College London and obtained a BSc in 1937. He completed PhD in 1954 on a thesis entitled X-ray diffraction, polypeptides and proteins. A critical influence in Crick's career was his friendship with J.D. Watson, and then a young man of 23, leading in 1953 to the proposal of the double helical structure of DNA and the replication scheme. Crick was made an FRS in 1959. The honor to Watson with Crick include the John Colleen Warren Prize and of the Massachusetts General Hospital in 1959, the Lasker Award in 1960, the Research Corporation Prize in 1962, and above all, the Nobel Prize in 1962. So I should also mention Rosalind Franklin here, because she also have studied a lot and contributed a lot in finding the structure of DNA structure. She was also awarded Nobel Prize. Our next scientist is M.S. Swaminathan. He was born in 1925 in August in Kombakuram in Tamil Nadu. Monakambo Sambashivan Swaminathan did his graduation and post-graduation in botany from Madras University. He worked in different capacities in large number of institutes in India and abroad, and developed his expertise in genetics and plant breeding. The School of Cytogenetics and Radiation Research, established at the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, enabled Swaminathan and his team to develop short duration, high yielding varieties of rice, including scented basmati. He is also known for the development of the concept of crop cafeteria, crop scheduling, and genetically improving the yield and quality. Swaminathan initiated collaboration with Norman Borlaug, which culminated in the Green Revolution. Through introduction of Mexican varieties of wheat in India, this was highly recognized and appreciated. He is also the initiator of Lab to Land, food security, and several other environmental programs. He has been honored with Padma Bhushan and several other prestigious awards, medals, and fellowships by institutions of excellence. So we all know that how much long names all South Indians keep. So he was also one of them. Now our next scientist is Herbert Boyer. Herbert Boyer was born in 1936 and brought up in a corner of western Pennsylvania, where railroads and mines were the destiny of most young men. He completed graduate work at the University of Pittsburgh in 1963, followed by 3 years of postgraduate studies at Yale. In 1966, Boyer took over assistant professorism at the University of California at San Francisco. By 1969, he studied on a couple of restrictions enzymes of the E. coli bacterium with specially useful cutting DNA strands in a particular fashion, which left what has become known as sticky ends on the strand. These clipped ends made pasting together pieces of DNA a precise exercise. This discovery in turn led to a rich and rewarding conversation in Hawaii with a Stanford scientist named Stanley Cohen. Cohen had been studying small ringlets of DNA called plasmids, and which float about freely in the cytoplasm of certain bacterial cells and replicate independently from the coding strands of DNA. Cohen had developed a method of removing these plasmids from the cell and then reinserting them in other cells. Combining this process with that of DNA splicing enabled Boyer and Cohen to recombine segments of DNA in desired configurations and insert the DNA in bacterial cells, which could then act as manufacturing plants for specific proteins. This breakthrough was the basis upon which the discipline of biotechnology was founded. Our last scientist is Ramadeo Mirza. Ramadeo Mirza is revered as the father of ecology in India. Born on 26 August 1908, Ramadeo Mirza obtained PhD in ecology under Professor W. H. Pearsall, FRS, from Leeds University in UK. He established teaching and research in ecology at the Department of Botany of Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. His research laid the foundation for understanding of tropical communities and their succession, environmental responses of plants, population and productivity, and nutrient cycling in tropical forest and grassland ecosystems. Mirza formulated the first postgraduate course in ecology in India. Over 50 scholars obtained PhD degree under his supervision and moved on to other universities and research institutes to initiate ecology teaching and research across the country. He was honored with the fellowship of the Indian National Science Academy and World Academy of Arts and Science, and the prestigious Sanjay Gandhi Award in Environment and Ecology. Due to his efforts, the Government of India established the National Committee for Environmental Planning and Coordination in 1972, which in later years paved the way for the establishment of the Ministry of University and Forests in 1984. So with this we come to the end of all the scientists which are given in NCERT in the starting of each and every unit. I hope this video is useful to you. You found it useful. If you found it a little bit useful also for you, then please like and subscribe to my channel, and please recommend me that in what more topics and which more topics you want more videos to come regarding NCERT, means related to NCERT, something related to ISC board, and any other topics which you want me to cover regarding all these subjects. Thanks for watching this video once again.